I can send you all this map so you can do stuff in a little bit.
Yeah. We need to post another photo of the map, too.
Yeah, we do. We talk about the map a lot.
I need to finish it.
Yeah. Please see website villageidiotspodcast.com to follow along on the map.
Welcome to the Village Idiots podcast. I am your Dungeon Master, Nathan. With me, I have Nicole.
Yo.
Emily.
Hello.
Justin.
Hey, yo.
And Jordan.
Hey.
We are a 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons actual play podcast. At the end of every episode, we name a village idiot. Well, I name a village idiot. And last week's village idiot was yours truly. For I didn't realize I was going to have to talk to myself so much last episode.
It's actually very fitting that you do it, the recap, because of all the things that happened. So
Yeah, a lot of stuff happened. So at the beginning of last week's episode, Kelvin has revealed himself as a traitor. He is the one that the party has been looking for, the traitor that Tasvig feared in the ranks of the Golden Mantles. He paralyzed the party, including Sokoba, and then talked with his Lord Keeper buddies, Saloran and Nicholas, and had daggers plunged into the hearts of all of the party members.
Was it our heart?
Well, it was right in the middle of the chest, the sternum,
Okay.
on the right side of the heart.
I was wondering about that.
Yeah. So they had these daggers plunged into their chests, and they awoke a few days later in the Veiled City, having been stripped of all of their gear, weapons, everything. They don't have anything. So they made their way to the Mantles precinct that was nearby, talked with an ornery dwarf, I believe. He was an ornery dwarf. He was pretty ornery, right? Yeah, he didn't believe that they were truly in league with the Mantles or, part of the Mantles. Eventually, they convinced him, and he let them use their phone to call
An order.
an order. I think he was specifically, you all wanted to talk to Tasvig.
Mm-hmm.
And so you talked to Tasvig and waited there for a response. You eventually got one, and he said that he was sending Ord your way. He was surprised that you all were still alive, thought that you all were dead. So Ord came a few hours later in a mechanical scorpion that was lent to him, and he picked you all up, and Saf then piloted you all out because she understood the controls of this mechanical scorpion a little easier, or didn't know it could climb walls.
it was a cinch.
Yes, and you all went up to Intepa to meet with Tasvig, who Ord told you was with Kelvin, even after you all had warned him that Kelvin was the traitor. So, you got to Tasvig. He was not with Kelvin at the time, and you all warned him again and asked why he would have been talking with Kelvin after you had said he was a traitor, and he says he doesn't know. The party members all got a weird heartburn sensation when they would approach Tasvig, and Tasvig didn't feel anything, but the party and Sokoba all did. You told Tasvig that everyone wasn't feeling too hot after the fight with Kelvin and company, and went to see the High Cleric of Intepa, who you were trying to get her to cast Greater Restoration on you so that you all would be able to regain your full hit points. That's for Saf and Sokoba specifically. So, while you were with the High Cleric, you hear Kelvin's voice, and he paralyzes all of you again, and arranges you in a semicircle, and has Tasvig stand right in front of you all, and you all are feeling that heartburn again. He has Tasvig walk forward, and the heartburn gets worse and worse, until finally Tasvig is close enough that daggers that were plunged into your chests at the beginning of the episode lance out and strike Tasvig. He is hit with 5 daggers. He collapses, and then you all collapse as well. And that's where we ended last week's episode. So for this week's episode, what are y'all's new characters?
Shut up.
I'm joking. You all have some strange dreams. There's a lot of darkness. You feel like you've been jostled around a few times. You're right on that edge of sleep where you're just learning that you're waking up and then you fall back into sleep. You hear some snippets of conversation, but you can't really make out who it is. Drew specifically sees some visions of the shepherd.
Mm-hmm. I would think.
Yes. However, you're not able to talk. You don't hear anything. You just see the shepherd. Everyone has visions of the creature that you saw in the shade pocket. After an indeterminate amount of time of this, it seems like forever and also maybe 20 minutes. But you hear a steady dripping.
Again.
Yes. And you all you're warm, but you are lying down and you wake up. What would y'all like to do?
Can I move?
You can move. You are not bound.
Can I see? Well, yes, I can because I have dark vision.
Yes, you can. It appears that you're in an abandoned building.
Abandoned building.
There's a blanket over each of you.
Are we in beds?
Yeah, I mean, is it just us or?
We're on the floor?
Well, y'all haven't said whether you got up or not.
No, I mean, is it? Okay, so I'm gonna lift my head up, sit up.
Okay.
What's the thread count of these blankets?
It's
Lanamoran cotton.
It's not Luxon cotton.
Burlap sack.
It's between burlap sack and good stuff.
Was it covering us like we were dead bodies, or was it covering us like we were tucked in bed?
It was covering you as if you were tucked in bed.
Ooh, interesting.
As you move around a little bit, you can tell that you're on a cot.
Can we look around?
Yeah, you can look around. No one said they looked around.
Nicole said 3 times who's in the room. So can I look around? Is that a very specific question for you, Dungeon Master? Am I allowed to look?
Listen, Jordan was asking about the thread count and...
I know, I derailed us. I'm sorry.
Agamir's the village idiot.
God damn, I just want to look around this room.
Okay, you look around the room. You see your companions. Also, you see a light in a room past the one that you're in. You also see Sokoba on a cot, and she appears to still be sleeping. And you see shadows moving around against the light in the other room.
Is Ord here?
You do not see Ord.
Can I see? I don't have dark vision.
You can see the light that is coming from the other room.
Okay, so I try and get up, and then I fall to the floor because I didn't realize I'm on a cot.
Okay, yeah, you fall. You make a pretty substantial noise, and you see the shadow stop in the other room, and
I'm so dumb.
It looks like it's coming towards you.
Well, okay, think about it this way. If that person that's whatever shadow is walking around, if they wanted to hurt us, they would have and not tucked us into bed and cots. So
That's true.
I think it's either Ord or maybe that high cleric person if Kelvin didn't kill them.
Ooh, it might be the high cleric.
I'm still dumb.
It's okay. Can I stand up?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to do that.
With a good amount of effort, you're able to pull your legs off to the side of the cot, and you're able to stand up. Feel like you've been hit by a cart full of pumpkins or cabbages.
My cabbages.
Nice.
Is there anything else in this room that I can see, discern? Are there any papers or
There are some unlit candles, and there's a chest up against the wall.
Is the shadow coming?
Yeah, the shadow's coming towards you.
I realize I fell off a cot, and I go and I scurry underneath it.
Okay, are you trying to hide?
Yes.
Roll me a stealth, please.
Okay. My stealth is a 23.
Okay, you successfully hide under the cot. Gar is now standing up. Drew and Agamir, what are you doing?
I too want to sit up and look around.
Okay,
Assuming that I noticed the chest, I'm going to try and walk over to it and open it.
okay. Drew sits up and Agamir gets up, again with grogginess and a lot of soreness, and walks over to the chest. Drew, is there anything different about you?
So Drew wakes up, and when she puts her arms out in front of her, she realizes that the color of her skin is no longer gold. It's actually now a deep wine color.
Cool. Why?
So she has, Eladrin can change between seasons depending on their mood. Summer is more of a angry, hot, hot-tempered kind of elf, and this is going to be the autumn. This is autumn.
I was going to say, are you fall now?
Autumn is a time of contemplation and sorrow. She's not doing great.
Oh.
She's not in a good place, so she's now this deep wine color.
And do you still have that, like, stark white hair?
Yes, it's still
Oh,
stark
that's
white hair, and she's
gorgeous.
still kind of sparkly.
Stop it. You look like mulled wine and
Yes.
with like storm hair. I love it.
Yes, that's where she's at.
I want to be you for Halloween.
Mhm. We have to update the art.
Yeah, we have to update the comics, our artwork.
So everyone is getting up in their various ways, and the shadow's coming closer to the room. The shadow completely covers the light, and in the doorway, you see a large, 7-foot-tall bugbear.
Ord, yay!
It looks like his right arm is in a sling of some kind,
Oh, shit.
heavily bandaged.
Who hurt him?
Who do you think?
His tunic is, left open, and his arm is bandaged and kind of bound to his chest. So only his left arm is free. And he says, "Good, you all are up. Well, save for Sokoba. How do you feel?"
Like I got hit by a cabbage cart.
Like I need 5 more minutes.
Drew puts her head in her hands and she's like, easily recognizable.
Oh.
Can I see him? Is there a light in there now?
Yes.
All right, I scurry out from under the cot and I go and give him a great big hobbit hug.
Okay. He puts his hand on your back as you're hugging him.
Oh.
I mean, that's to be expected after everything that's happened. I'm just glad that you all are awake.
Are we awake? What happened? Can you explain?
How did you get us out of there, man?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know what Kelvin did to us. Paralyzed us, held us in place, or I had no idea that he could use magic. I somehow broke free and was able to draw my weapon and attack him after you all collapsed. And he did this to me. He shrugs his shoulder. He came at me with his sword and then smiled and disappeared.
Disappeared? Like how?
Like, poof?
He was there and then he vanished.
Like he apparated?
Oh, man. He just wants to watch the world burn.
This may be an obvious question. Is Tesvig dead?
Ord lets out a heavy sigh, and he says, "Unfortunately, I've failed. Tesvig he's passed."
I start crying.
I checked as soon as Kelvin disappeared. I went to check Tesvig and learned the truth for myself. And then I checked each one of you and saw that, fortunately, you all were still alive. Still breathing, faintly, but you were alive.
Well, thank you. You're doing everything that you did. We could never have expected this, or don't beat yourself up.
So you brought us to your creepy shack.
Yeah.
Who's been taking care of us? You?
Well, when Kelvin left, I knew that I didn't have much time. I must have stunned him or scared him, but I knew that he was going to come back. He wouldn't just leave Tasvik's body there. He would want to make sure that the job was finished if he went to these lengths. So as quickly as I could, I gathered all of you up. Fortunately, most of you are rather small.
Hey!
Wow.
I mean, compared to a 7-foot, yeah. Just about everyone is small.
Yeah.
Scar's probably the largest of the group.
Mm-hmm.
And Sokova's not super tall. I mean, elves in and of themselves aren't very tall. So he says, I gathered you all up and I left the capital, and we are we're in a safe place in Fellows. We're actually not that far from Intepa. However, I had to move swiftly before they locked down the whole district.
So everyone thinks we killed him, right?
That's true.
How long have we been out?
It's been 5 days. So, Kelvin, as per the standard protocol,
Is now the Consul of Fellows, right?
he's the interim consul of Fellows.
Fuck.
Fucking great.
It's believed that Kelvin is stated that Sokova has passed, and Peridor has passed. He is no longer the Golden Mantle as he's the interim consul, so he has appointed new Golden Mantles,
Oh, no.
I'm sure he has.
and he's issued warrants for the arrest of the 4 of you, and for myself.
Great.
And he closed down all the Fellows to search for you.
And you thought it was a good idea to bring us 2 Fellows?
Well, there were 5 of you, and I couldn't flee terribly swiftly, so this is as far as I was able to get. Fortunately, though, we are close to the harbor, so if we need to, we should be able to escape.
Cool. So you're saying we have to get a boat?
I can arrange that.
All right.
I love how Jordan just sat up like,
All
yeah.
right. It's time to be a
Let's
rogue.
go.
Steal a boat. It's time.
He was in the Naval Academy. He probably doesn't need to steal it.
It's my whole sailor background. I should be able to arrange passage at least.
Yeah. He can do thieves' can't too. He can talk to the weird boat people. Get us on a weird boat.
I don't know if I'm ready for a weird boat.
I feel like any boat with us on it is going to be a weird boat.
Get us on the shady
True.
boat.
The weird factor will go up
Yeah.
exponentially.
So, unfortunately, I only have the gold that I had on me when I fled in Tepa, so I have about 80 gold pieces.
Oh, no.
I mean, we could always work for it.
We're wanted.
There's another troubling matter.
There's more.
As you can see, he gestures at Sokoba. Sokoba's not awake. She has not been getting better like the rest of you have. Her breath is still coming very shallow. She's not taking anything else other than some broth that I'm able to give to her.
Can I do a medicine check?
Yes, you can.
Let's see. 17.
With your medicine check, you can tell that Sokoba, it looks like she is comatose.
Okay.
That's it.
Do I know what I can do for that? Is there anything I can do to help that?
You can try casting Cure Wounds, but it seems like this might be more of a magical sickness that might need some sort of higher level healing.
Okay, so first things first, we have to find a high cleric, I guess.
What happened to that high cleric that was with us?
Dead, probably.
The High Cleric, she had collapsed as well. But when I turned to take you all out, she wasn't there.
Oh, she booked it. Smart. Smart.
Well, that means there's a witness out there, so that's pretty dope.
Or somehow Kelvin.
Or if they're working together, or he took her, one or the other. Okay, so let's go, one of us, whoever's the least conspicuous, I guess, or maybe we can all go, and I just need a lot of, things. And we can go down to the docks, I guess, first. Either the docks or somewhere. We have to find a cleric, and we have to find a way out.
If we get to the docks, where do you think we can go from Fellows? Where do you think we can find safe harbor?
But wait, are we just gonna weekend at Bernie's her?
No, I said we have to find a cleric and we have to figure out a way out. But we can do those things consecutively, I feel like. We can get started figuring out how to get out, and we can find a cleric for Sokopa.
Do we need to leave, though? We do have a friend here in Fellows.
Who?
I think we got a lot of enemies in Fellows, too.
Reg.
He can leave and come see us other places.
I thought he was in the Barony anyway. He was only following us to get the gems.
He is from the Barony of Talaria.
He's from the Barony. He might be... You could ask Walter Hillis.
We'd have to go do some tavern diving, get the word out to Violet Rose.
Oh, that sounds like a really hilarious innuendo.
First things first, we have to get out of Fellows.
Tavern diving.
Tavern diving.
That sounds like the D&D version of when you're cruising the bars for chicks.
It does.
Guys, let's all go tavern diving tonight, bros.
Tavern diving.
we could be safest in the Barony if we're wanted.
So Ord lays out a map in front of you, since you all don't have any bearings of where you are right now. He gestures towards the highest plateau of Intepa and says, "This is where we were when Kelvin paralyzed us. I was able to get us out through a back channel that leads directly to the harbors. It's only for the consuls are the only ones who have access to it. I was able to get through it before Kelvin sounded the alarm and shut everything off. So and he gestures at a smaller peninsula on the tip of Fellows and says, "This is where we are by the Grand Harbor on the way out to sea, on the southern edge of Fellows itself. So if we needed to go anywhere, the closest place that is not Fellows would be the Circle of All. Or we could," he gestures again, "try sailing over to the Cloistered Peaks, which would be a longer journey. We could even go up the river, up into Gizmoboro. That would lead us up to the Grotti Tower in Gizmoboro. Or we could try..."
I've got money in a bank at the Harbor Coast if we need funds.
It's true. Where's the Harbor Coast from here?
If we go to Gizmoboro, I can get money from my family.
That's true. Staff's loaded.
Yeah, so your family lives right at the crux of Lux, Gizmoboro, and Fellows.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, on the Gizmoboro side, I guess?
It's on the water, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but won't they be staking out?
That's true. That might be a pretty obvious place for us to go.
We've already let Safina do that to us once.
That's true. We're not doing that again. Fuck that. Okay.
Oh, guys.
No. We did this already. We got fucked by it. We're not doing it again.
We're not contacting any family or anywhere that can be, because that's, if you've ever seen any movies, it's always the girlfriend or the family member that gives up the criminal to the cops.
Oh my god. I say my vote is that we sail out of here, around, and head to the Cloister Peaks, I think, and try to get up to where Agamir has money in a bank. I think that's our best option. I don't think Reg is going to be super helpful to us because he's the one He's working for Mara Forti, and from what I understand, since she got the sapphire to bring Idrinden back, and Kelvin mentioned Idrinden when we were like in the thing, he took my arcane focus because of it. That probably means that they are working together. And so hanging out with Reg, I'm pretty sure he's been told to look out for us.
Or they could be competing against each other.
I mean, they could be, but that's a big chance to take and a lot of faith in Reg that I don't have.
I don't trust anyone outside of this room right now.
Absolutely not.
You gave him the sapphire and you don't have any faith in him? Jeez.
We
No.
didn't have a choice.
Drew also brought up a good point. Kelvin took her arcane focus.
Yeah. Remember, I can't do very much magic right now. I have to find an arcane. I don't even know what an arcane focus was until we started hanging out together. So now I have to figure out what that is, how I get another one.
Out of character, do you need magic to tap into your other side abilities? Your
Warlock?
or do you need I don't believe you need a focus, do you? For Eldritch Blast and stuff?
I don't think I do, but all I've got on the Warlock side is Eldritch Blast, True Strike, which just helps other people hit things, and Hellish Rebuke, which is just when I'm hit. That's it.
Also, out of character, if I may, which one is the Harbor Coast?
The Harbor Coast is on the northern edge of Intepa.
Okay, so in character, why don't we sail up the river that goes past Lux to get to the Harbor Coast?
Because that
That would-
seems like we'd run into a lot more people, and like they'd be able to trap us a lot easier. I'd rather be out in the open ocean.
The cloistered peaks are all mountains, though.
I'd rather be on the high seas where we can't get checkpointed.
Same. Like they can easily close these canals off. I'd rather be like on the open ocean as quick as possible.
Mm-hmm.
One thing to consider, if we are trying to pass around to get to the Harbor Coast, we do have to pass through the waters of the barony of Talaria.
Where is the barony?
Barony's on the western side.
Oh, I figured we'd get it to the cloistered peaks and then we'd walk from
Go
there.
by land.
Yeah, we'd go by land at that point.
Okay, so think about the cloistered peaks.
They peaky.
I understand that, but I think it would be easier. We'd be able to hide a lot better in the mountains.
Okay, so with the cloistered peaks, the way that they're set up is a majority of the district itself is closed off to all who aren't monks. You can see on the map that there are regions where there are tunnels that go through,
Mm-hmm.
that a lot of them lead into the barony of Talaria,
Mm-hmm.
and there's one that leads in from the barony through the cloistered peaks into the Harbor Coast, but there's not really anything that goes directly from the cloistered peaks into the Harbor Coast. So the only way to use the cloistered peaks as access would be in one small sliver that's up near the top of the barony of Talaria.
Man, I really feel like going to the barony of Talaria is a bad plan.
Yeah, I agree.
Maybe if we get to the cloistered peaks, then we can go from the cloistered peaks to Ada's Bounty, and then Ada's Bounty to whatever that yellow bit is up there. I think it's Lux.
Lux, yeah.
And then from Lux to Harbor Coast. So we would just kind of skip Fellows, if that makes sense.
That's a lot of adventure.
It would be a lot. It would be a lot to get there. But out of everywhere, I think that's the safest place that we could go. We can get our shit on the way. I said to go from where we are, take open ocean, hit cloistered peaks, and then go from cloistered peaks to Ada's Bounty. And then from Ada's Bounty to Lux, and then from Lux to Harbor Coast.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So we could travel up the side of Ada's Bounty, like basically the perimeter between Ada's Bounty and the cloistered peaks. We travel up the side, get up to the top, go enter Lux for a little bit, hang out, have a bar night, head into Harbor
Tavern
Coast.
dives, you know.
Yeah, tavern dives.
Is there a route that connects the peaks with Ada's Bounty? Because I know Ada's Bounty itself is on a plateau.
Yeah, Ada's Bounty, this is the western side of Ada's Bounty is at sea level, so to speak. So this is all sea level, and then these are all plateaus. So you wouldn't be able to get to Lux from these plateaus.
What about top
that
corner?
top? Yeah, see, Emily and I are literally on the same brain.
Yeah, we know
now.
what we're talking about.
Yeah, so that is a way into the harbor coast.
Yes, that's what I want to do. That's the route I want to take. I want to go up through. I want to hit the cloistered peaks just enough to get into Alba's Bounty and not hit Fellows.
And then skirt the line up to that little spot.
And skirt the line at sea level all the way up to that little spot, and then hit Lux, and then get
Why
into...
are Emily and I smarter than all of you?
I don't understand why you're not paying attention. This is clearly the best way. This is the best audio podcast.
Why?
I understood what you were saying.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask Nate what if there's a path between the cloistered peaks and this section of Addis Bounty.
Yeah, so the issue
It looks
would
like
be
there is.
the issue would be getting into the cloistered peaks and then hitting one of the roads that connects with Addis Bounty.
Why is there an issue? What's the issue?
Because if you look here, this is the closest point to hit the cloistered peaks close to Addis Bounty.
Mm-hmm.
All these roads feed into Fellows, but there's no roads that lead up into Addis Bounty itself.
So why not go off-road?
Yeah, are we not allowed to walk on the places that aren't roads?
You surely can. Try. The dark area are forests.
Oh, okay.
I'm down for a forest excursion.
I'm down. Like, let's go. This is D&D. I'm ready.
Okay.
Let's go on a long journey.
I'm still curious to know if Ord has allies outside of Fellows.
Oh yeah, I have more questions for Ord for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you all's main goal is to get to the harbor coast looking for money, correct? Looking for Agamir's money?
Yes, basically.
I guess. See you all season 5.
Don't forget also that this goes around as well, so you could go this way and then try and get to Tor.
What?
Trying to get to Tor.
Yeah, my grandpa was last seen in Tor, so I want to get there eventually.
What I'm saying is if we get to the harbor coast, we can go from the harbor coast over to Tor. If we get to the harbor coast, we can get his money, we can earn more money, get a boat, and get over to Tor. Because it's right there. We just got to get a boat.
Yeah, we can do that too. I mean, I don't know. Like, we could go the other way around and try and go past the cloistered peak. Sorry, not the cloistered peaks. The Mithril Peninsula.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't like being trapped.
What's the black dot?
That is a hole.
Is it a long hole?
Long hole.
It is a wide, long hole.
Lovely.
All right.
Just in case you're wondering, listener, when we make a reference to Long Hole, we're making a reference to the prequel series that we recorded that is available on our Patreon.
Speaking of Patreon,
Episode, 9 or 10 of the Patreon?
You should go listen to that because it explains a lot about a guy named Kelvin.
Kelvin's origin story. Except it's not. I wish it was.
Yeah. So speaking of out of character, maybe we should go up to Tor because we know that he was there. We know that Saf's grandfather was there and that they were involved in some way. Maybe we can get answers if we go there.
Yeah.
About more than just, about more than just Saf's grandfather, but also about Kelvin and maybe how to...
Yeah.
Kelvin.
Tor is a big place. We'd be better off just capturing Kelvin and torturing him for answers.
Yeah, that doesn't seem likely. I thought Tor only had 2 settlements.
No, it's got more than 2 settlements.
I thought there were like main settlements.
I gave you 2 settlements that y'all could go to when we did our campaign.
Gotcha.
So, if you look here, this is where Don Muldur is. Over here. This is great for the audio podcast. Each one of these dots is a semi-major settlement.
Oh my god, we got taken really far to Long Hole from Don Muldur.
Got taken really far to Long Hole.
Oh, no, this isn't the long hole.
That's a different
Oh.
hole.
No, we were just making a joke.
No, different.
That
hole.
is just a large hole.
It's just a big hole.
It's very much like the Veiled City, which is also a long hole. So you can see here, this is where you all left from the Mithril Peninsula. It wraps around there, and you went straight over to Don Muldur there. So Don Muldur is here, and Selsanthalos is somewhere over here as well, up on the western edge of this mountain range.
Justin, I thought you knew where your grandfather went. I thought you knew he went to Don Muldur.
I know he was on Tor, not Don Muldur specifically. Right? I think? Nate?
You might have known that he was in Don Moldor because he sent you a letter.
Yeah.
That is correct, actually.
Yeah, I felt like you knew that he was in. So then you do know where to start.
When I received the letter for his safe arrival at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, you totally knew from the letter that you had that he was on tour and where on tour he specific. I remember you saying that.
Let's go to Don Moldor, guys.
Yes.
I'm totally down with getting to the Harbor Coast, getting that money, figuring a way to get to tour. But we got to get to the Harbor Coast first because we got to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. I say being off of the continent is a good idea, too. Just in general.
I'll never see my family again.
Like you care.
I like my grandma.
You ran away from home, brah. Like,
I like my grandma.
We're coming back.
all right, I have questions.
Okay, let's get into more questions.
All right, I need to know if Ord has any weapons, and Jordan wants to know if Ord has any contacts outside of Fellows for some much-needed assistance. How are we going to do this? How are we going to find a cleric without getting caught, or are we just letting Sokopa die? Like, what are we doing?
I think we have to get a cleric.
How am I gonna get 100 gold to get my thunder cannon back?
Listen, none of us have any fucking weapons. Get over it.
You use a warhammer. You could buy that in a store.
I don't even have an arcane focus.
You might have to start with a slingshot. We're going to have to trade up.
Just upgrade your weapon. This is where the upgrade cast begins.
So Drew does not know how she made the past thing into her arcane focus, and she has zero idea how to do it again. So I don't know what she's going to do at this point. I think she's got to find something and like it a lot. We have to have a connection. She's just...
Drew probably accidentally attuned to her arcane focus.
Yeah.
Just because she was so interested in it, and she kept reading over all those books and inadvertently attuned to it.
Yeah.
So if we find the High Cleric then for Sokovia, then we could ask the High Cleric how to attune you to a new arcane focus.
It doesn't have to be the High Cleric either. That was just who was closest in Tepa.
We just need a cleric.
Yeah.
Just a cleric.
Cleric. So go up and be like, hey, how do I cleric?
I know this is an odd question. I'm a cleric, but I don't know how.
So, Ord,
Yes.
we have a lot of options ahead of us. Do you have any people that could potentially supply us with something? We're completely unarmed. We don't have rations. Do you have any contacts outside of the district?
Had you asked me this a few days ago, yes, I have plenty of contacts. However, now that there are warrants and rewards out for your arrest, I'm not sure who to trust.
Well, fuck.
Any childhood friends that have your back no matter what?
People turn on people for gold.
In my community, there weren't very many friends, so to speak. Only rivals.
Ah, okay.
Lovely.
Bugbears sound intense.
Bugbears sound intense.
So if there's reward out for our arrest, what are how the hell are we going to get anyone on our side and, not turn us in? Also, I don't think Drew has to worry so much because she looks different now.
So her skin is a nice dark red wine color, so she can pass for...
Tiefling.
Yeah, probably a tiefling. That's really it.
I'm just saying you don't look like you did when this all happened.
Yeah,
so
that's
probably
true.
the posters. Yeah.
I do still have bright white hair, so I probably have that. I'll pull that back somehow. And still kind of cover up, but I think if anyone sees me, they'll think that I'm a tiefling.
Mm.
Okay. If we're traveling with Scar, you look like sisters.
Drew hates that. Don't say that to her.
Or a cute lesbian couple. I don't know.
Better. Approves of that.
Whatever you prefer.
Whatever your pronouns, sister or lesbian couple.
We would need to get equipped with some sort of weapons. I've only got my greatsword. So.
Do you have any disguises? Anybody got any like sewing capabilities? We can turn these blanket things into some like dope like capes or something. Covers.
No. I don't have any special skills in that. I was gonna take mending as a cantrip, and then I didn't.
Oh, I have mending.
Oh, that works.
Is that mending is sewing?
Mending says the spell repairs a single break or tear in an object you touch, such as broken chain link. Okay, maybe not. The spell can physically repair a magic item or construct, but the spell can't restore magic to such an object. Yeah, that's it. Never mind. I'm out.
Ord has a great sword. I mean, I could go for a couple of daggers. That should be fine. Those are cheap-ish.
Yeah, I could use daggers too.
Basically, we're going to be on the lam. We just need cloaks and daggers,
Cloaks and daggers.
and room on a ship to get out of here, more than likely.
Correct. And Ord has 80 gold.
And we don't have any of the gold that we had on us.
None of the gold that you have on you.
Just making sure.
If you'd like to try and steal some...
From Ord?
No.
No, not from
No.
Ord. From citizens.
No, not from Ord. From
okay,
other
good.
people.
Yeah, I could do that.
We're not monsters.
I could pickpocket for sure.
Jordan finally gets to be a rogue.
Yeah, I'm not above this. Let's do this.
Okay, I guess this is what's happening.
Agamir's reached his tipping point. This is Agamir's origin story.
I was supposed to be chaotic neutral from the start, but I just feel...
Just now hitting your stride.
I feel like I'm going to be the most recognized.
Probably.
You also do not have your mantle.
But I had posters up of me for a while about the golden mantle position.
Correct.
Just because I don't have the mantle doesn't mean that I'm not going to be. I have horns, a giant tail, and my skin is sunset colored. Like, I'm pretty discernible.
Mm-hmm.
To quote the DM, in Lanamora, there is a thing called makeup.
I forgot I said that. Yeah, there is a thing called makeup.
But it's not...
It's not free, though. It's really expensive, just like in real life.
Is there a Sephora around here somewhere?
So I've got to steal it like I did when I was 16. Great.
Yeah, let's go to Sephora and steal makeup like everyone has done once. Yeah, right. Where's the Walgreens?
Yeah. So we'll find a Kmart. We'll get some makeup for you. And then you won't be recognized.
I'm just saying maybe someone should stay and look after Sokoba.
Ord. He's been doing it this long.
Yeah, 7-foot bugbear is pretty recognizable too.
Yeah, maybe he should stay here.
Yeah. We should book passage on a ship first, then rush them over there, and then go.
I look at Ord. I'm like, "What's in this chest? Do we have any supplies in this house?"
It's just some loose blankets, some rations. It's really just... I had it set aside here just in case the consul needed to make a quick getaway.
Wait, so this is a consul hideout? And we're wanted for killing the consul? And they know about it?
Probably off the books.
Well, Kelvin would know about it.
This was a station that I had set up for Consul Dubé as his honor guard. We don't disclose this location to anyone.
Okay.
Well, I am grateful that this is here, then, Ord. Thank you again for all of your help. Can I take these rations?
I'm hungry.
Yes, I'm sure you're starving.
Wait, is Ord coming with us? Just
No, I'll be staying here with Sokoba.
no. I mean, is Ord? Are you guys coming with us on the journey?
I hope so. I look at Ord with big eyes.
He kind of looks at each of you and, well, I don't have the consul to look after anymore. If you'll have me, I'll be glad to join you.
Yay, we got Ord!
We'd be happy to have you.
Oh, I do not feel comfortable about going outside.
Do we need to roll stealth for just passing through the streets, pickpocketing what we can?
If you were trying to pickpocket, yes, you'll need to roll stealth and sleight of hand. Is this what y'all are doing? Is this what the village idiots have come to?
Is this what you have reduced us to, you mean?
Hey.
This is probably a stupid question, but do I have to roll a stealth doing pickpocket even if I can move through any creature a size larger? So that would make me blend in with the crowd better?
Yeah.
Maybe roll with advantage.
I'll let you add your proficiency bonus to your sleight of hand roll if you don't already have proficiency in sleight of hand.
I do.
No. Then yeah, you roll with advantage.
Yay!
So, are we actively being searched for in any other district? Was Ord clear on that, or do we not know?
He clarifies a little bit and says that Fellows is locked down, but all the other districts have information on you as well.
So, we wouldn't be able to just, hop over to the next district, work for a few days to build up money legitimately.
Agamir, looking for a way out of stealing stuff.
Least roguey rogue.
The other districts just have information. They might not be looking as closely as the others would. Any nearby districts might be looking a little closer than farther away ones, but there's really no way of knowing. It just depends, I guess, on how close you are to any mantle checkpoints and stuff like that.
Instead of trying to pay for a ship, that we should just offer our services and work on the ship so we can get passage to where we need to go and a little bit of spending money.
I'm down with that plan.
It happens all the time.
We can try.
Sure.
Let's just try and make it down to the harbor.
Yeah, see if anyone's leaving maybe the next day or the day after.
Does that mean I can still pickpocket, though?
You can certainly try.
Yeah, try to pickpocket me a weapon.
Try to steal a greatsword.
Your pickpocket skill isn't high enough.
Let's go to the weapon store and I'll distract them and you just grab a bunch of shit.
The Warhammer you had was bigger and heavier than I am.
I didn't say it had to be a Warhammer. I just said weapon. I'm proficient in everything.
You have some daggers, don't you?
Nah, dude, they took everything from me.
I thought Ord gave us a dagger. No?
No, he only has a greatsword on him.
No, Agamir said you could just give me daggers. I'm not picky.
How much is a dagger?
2 gold pieces.
2 gold, yeah.
Well, we can buy general weapons with that 80 that Ord has. I'm sure he'd be okay with that. I'm sure we can get a sword and a dagger each.
A warhammer would be 15 gold.
I don't necessarily need that. I'll work up to that. I want my Warhammer back.
We can get you a pike. It's 5 gold pieces. It's a martial weapon. It is heavy, it has reach, and is 2-handed. It's 1d10.
I like two-handed.
Okay.
I'm just saying, I'm fine with whatever weapon, a sword, preferably.
Did Ord give us some of that money to buy something with?
He's willing to give you all the money to help you all equip yourselves.
Okay.
Remember, you all also don't have any armor.
Yeah.
So your ACs are low.
Yeah. So how much is cheap, hide armor?
Hide armor's 10 gold. It's 12 plus your dex modifier max of 2 AC.
That's something.
That would be less AC than I have right now.
Yeah, staff would need light armor to maximize your.
How much is light armor?
Padded armor is 11 plus dex. It's 5 gold. Leather is 11 plus dex, and it's 10 gold. Studded leather is 45, and it's 12 plus your dex modifier.
That would be ideal.
So you've got to steal 45 gold.
You said hide armor was 12 plus your dex?
Yes. For a maximum dex bonus of 2.
Well, Emily, are you considering armor for yourself?
Yes, because I'm currently at 12.
Same. I need
and
to get
even
up to
with
14.
Yeah, hide armor would put me at 14.
Yeah, same.
So that 2 points is an improvement.
How the hell did I get up to 18 before?
You had chainmail, which is 16, plus your shield gave you plus 2.
Okay, so I'm going to do hide armor.
Yeah, I'd rather, leather or hide, hide, yes.
Hide
Are you all just shopping right now?
Kind of.
I'd really love it. If someone can pickpocket me 10 gold, I'd really love a shield too, so I can go up to.
You all are wanted in Fellows. You are in Fellows. You're
We
just
have to
going
get stuff. What do you expect us to do?
You're just going into stores expecting to not have to roll performance or stealth or
God.
deception.
I said I don't feel comfortable going outside, so I thought it should be the one that's least recognizable right now, which is true.
Why is it me?
Because you don't have the same look anymore, besides the hair.
Okay, so Drew is taking orders for leather and all that stuff. Okay. I can dig it.
I'm just saying, out of all of us right now, you're the only one that isn't recognizable because your skin's
If you
different.
want to send me in, wow.
Listen, that came out really bad.
That's going to be cut from this podcast. It's going to be played when you run for office someday.
I apologize.
Instead of, like, it would be good to get equipment, but, like, our main goal should just be to not get into any kind of combat while we're in Fellows.
We should, let's go down and talk. Let's go down to the docks first, see if we can get on a boat. Then we should find a cleric. Then we should see what we can do about getting some sort of armor and weaponry or something. And then we can go back to Ord. That makes sense.
Hey, Nate.
Yes.
What kind of skill thing would sewing be? Or like making clothes?
Dexterity, I guess. Just a dexterity check to make stuff? Intelligence?
I believe it's just, if you become proficient, you add your proficiency.
Can you become proficient in sewing? Really?
There's different tools here. There's
Aren't there specific sewing kits?
weaver's tools.
Weaver's tools.
It's an artisan. It's one of the subsets of artisan's tools.
Yeah.
Okay, here's what the reason I'm asking. Because we have all these blankets and shit. I feel like we can make cloaks out of these blankets. Just some kind of thrown together.
All right, Maria Von Trapp.
Listen. That's not what I was thinking, but that's a great reference. Yes, I am Maria making clothes out of curtains for children.
Why do I need fabric when these will do just fine?
Anyway, okay. So, how can I make cloaks out of these blankets? What do I need to do?
Do you have a needle and thread?
Are you really asking me that question?
Yes.
Because you know I don't.
You know I don't. I was murdered twice.
Drew, add it to the list.
Hey, Ord, do you happen to have a needle and thread anywhere around here?
He looks at you inquisitively, says, "No, I don't."
Well, how did you close up our wounds then?
What wounds?
Didn't we have wounds?
The
Daggers exploded from our chest. How do we not have a wound?
Have you looked at your chest since?
No, I got distracted and forgot to ask you if I could lift my shirt up and look.
Just look down the shirt.
Okay.
You all look at your chests, and there is no evidence that anything came out of your chest.
I don't want to leave this place unless I have some sort of hood.
Just put the blanket around you.
Or do you have spare cloaks in this building as part of your contingency for the console?
Or is it just blankets?
It's just the blankets. Drew, you'll need to add it to your list at the market.
Mm-hmm.
Needle and thread.
Mm-hmm.
Should run you about 2 silver.
So I feel like Drew should really quickly go shopping and then come back, and then we can do everything else.
What time of day is it?
The windows are boarded up. You can't really tell what time of day it is.
Is there any sun coming through those windows?
Does Ord know what time of day it is?
It should be about midday. Dusk should be in a few hours.
Sunset dusk time.
I forgot about it's sunset dusk time.
Should I get a cloak or should I get a sewing kit? What am I getting here?
Listen, I'm Maria. Why are you going to get fabric when I got fabric
Oh
here?
my God. Okay, so I'm going to go to the store and I'm getting a sewing kit. That's it, okay? I do that. I'm doing that.
Well, hold on. Are you getting armor and weapons too?
Should I get everything or should I just get this sewing kit and come back?
I feel like it's a lot safer if you just get the sewing kit and come back, and then we can do all that later.
Agreed. Okay, sewing kit and come back.
Can you roll me a stealth check, please? Well,
You
first
just
let me ask,
deceive
are
them.
you...
Let's see if they noticed you.
First, I should ask, are you trying to be stealthy this whole time?
Yes, Drew would definitely be trying to be stealthy.
Then yes, roll me a stealth check.
Unnatural 20.
There you
Okay.
go. That's my girl.
So you are able to find a tailor who's willing to part with a sewing kit.
Cool.
It costs you like 3 copper.
'Kay.
And you're on the way back and you get the feeling that you're being watched.
Oh, no.
So you slide into the crowd and you're able to evade
Okay.
that feeling of eyes on you.
Okay.
And you get back and you've got a sewing kit.
Drew should be really, really good at that anyway. Like,
True.
she's been doing it her whole damn life.
True.
She should be like a hella expert at evading things.
True. That's fair. I walk in and I close the door and I like throw the sewing kit at Scar and
I
I'm
knew
like,
you were gonna
hope
throw
you
it
make
at
your
me.
bullshit. We almost got caught for it.
You're gonna thank me later when you can put your fucking hood up and hide your white ass hair, right?
Mm-hmm. You were going to comment on my skin again, weren't you?
No, I
No,
was talking
I'm-
about your hair.
Mm-hmm.
The skin.
I turn around and I stalk away. I don't want to hear it.
Listen.
I'm sensitive.
Okay. So what do I gotta roll to make these things? Anyone want to help?
No?
In order to make a cloak that will fit you, I'm going to make it an intelligence check to know where you need to sew to get the angles right.
That's just mean.
Why'd you have to do something that, like, I literally have, like, a 0
That's
in?
why I said that's so mean. Scar has no intelligence.
I have a +1. Fuck off.
So I should probably speak up and say that for any use of tools, I have +2 my proficiency bonus for.
What? Is this considered a
You
tool?
got deft little fingers.
Before she ruins the
The
blankets.
blanket. She just ruins it.
You see Scar trying to hold up the blanket to her body and trying to figure out how it's going to work. And you see her thread the needle and she's about to make the first stitch. And Saf just says, no.
Please wait, I can't watch this.
I'm going to kick you.
Saf's also like a dick though. So you imagine she's good at this and she's watching you not be as good at this. So of course she's going to do it. It doesn't matter. You could be good at it. If you're not as good as her, she's going to make you stop.
This is like you pointing my finger in the other direction all over again, and I'm getting very annoyed at you.
And it's the same as Ord with the scorpion. So I guess I am a bit of an asshole.
This is also you showing up Agamir with the thieves' tools.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Saf, the know-it-all when it comes to tools.
Saf sounds like me in real life. Just saying. This is me IRL. Like, I'm the worst when it comes to telling people they're wrong. I do it often and annoyingly. So before I roll, are you, like, you're stopping me, basically, and saying, I'm a way better fashion designer than you. So let me do
Better
this.
fashion designer.
Right? That's what you're doing?
I tap you on... I can't reach your shoulder, probably. I tap you on the waist or your arm or whatever, and I'm like, Scar, maybe you should let me try. I see waste of blankets in the future.
All right, Coco Chanel, fucking take it then. Go ahead, roll your check. Make us some cloaks.
Intelligence.
I'm a size 10. I've got horns though, so that better be a giant hood.
Big old hood.
Make me a tail cover.
It's got to be longer in the back.
I need some leg warmers for my tail.
It's got to be long in the back. Otherwise, it's going to be very weird looking.
Are there pockets?
And pockets. Make sure it has
There
pockets.
fucking better be pockets.
I put pockets in, especially. Yeah. But not for Agamir, because, it's a fantasy world.
What?
Guys don't get pockets in this world.
In this world, it's reversed.
Oh, so it's got to be flipped.
In this
It
world,
can't
it's
just
reversed.
be better
No.
where everyone gets pockets.
Yeah, why?
Okay, yeah.
It looks like it It does have pockets, but when you go to put your hand in, it's not actually pockets.
Oh, I hate that so fucking much.
You have to carry a satchel everywhere.
That is one of my top 5 biggest pet peeves of all time is fake pockets on women's clothing.
Listen,
I
I can't even talk about it.
to murder people when that happens.
I got you, Agamir. Don't worry. Yours have pockets. So not one for Ord, right? He doesn't need one yet.
He is also has a warrant out against him. I don't know if I mentioned that before, but he is also wanted.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
did.
he did. But is he not leaving yet? Is that the thing? Like, we're going down to the
No,
docks.
we're all going
first.
eventually. You gotta make one for Sokoba, too.
How are we going to make ones for Sokoba right now? She's passed out in a coma. He's going to carry her through the streets like that?
She's gonna need one eventually.
She'll need one eventually, but we can make one again later. We just need ones to go out right now.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so I
Get
rolled...
your shit together, Safina.
You're the one arguing with her, I swear.
I'm going as fast as I can.
Scar is sitting over me, trying to direct me, and I'm just rolling my eyes.
I'm not.
So
Don't tell me what I'm doing.
Scar, shut up.
I rolled a 25, an 18, a 20, and unfortunately a 10.
Who gets the bum coat?
Who gets the bum coat?
Safina does, because
Because she
She's-
made it, she gets the bum coat.
yeah, because also you're little, so you probably just need like less fabric.
I cut it in half and I make a new one.
There you go. Start over.
We're going to do this with dice. All right. Safina is 1. Scar is 2. Agamir's 3. And Drew is 4. So, for the first cloak, that goes to Agamir.
Nice.
The second cloak is Scar's.
Nah.
The third cloak is Saf's.
No!
Oh, no.
And that leaves the fourth cloak is Drew.
Why do I get the janky cloak? That's not fair. It's got one string too long.
What kind of cloaks are you wearing that you've seen strings on?
Basically, it's just a hoodie.
I hold it up and I go, "This is the worst fabric I've ever worked with." Like Edna from The Incredibles.
No kips.
You also have you have a lower chance of being noticed as well, so it ends up being a wash anyway. You can get another cloak while you're out if you want.
I still maintain that this accidentally ended up as a hoodie, and I'm wearing it right now.
Yeah, she just needs something to cover her hair.
Yeah, it's got the pocket in the front, and I put my hands in it. Let's go. Hood up.
Safina should trademark that and make that a thing.
I don't know
Yeah.
what this is. I don't know how this came out. It accidentally connected the pocket.
By the time that Saf is done stitching all of this stuff together, it is now dusk.
All right, so it'll be a little darker. That's good.
Yeah, the people are leaving
Mhm.
their boats to go to the taverns now.
That's good. So let's go to the dock, and I guess if we can't find anybody, we can hit up any taverns near the dock. But I'd rather stay outside if possible.
Agamir definitely knows where the boat people hang out.
Yeah, lead us to the boat, people, Aggie.
You walk outside the door and you see that there's a harbor right in front of you.
Fuck. You did it!
How did you not see this before, Drew?
You did it. You're the greatest navigator.
And that's where we're going to end this week's episode.
Wait,
All right.
Are you
seriously?
serious?
Yes.
No, I don't want to.
You step outside and there's a harbor.
He's the best
Mhm.
navigator. He made it. He got us here.
Thank you all so much for listening to the podcast. I hope that you had a good time listening. I had a good time DMing, and I hope that my players had a good time figuring out what the hell just happened to them 5 days ago.
It's mostly us just debating what the fuck we were going to do.
Yeah,
Time to name a village idiot.
I definitely feel like I'm about to break our three-way tie right now
No.
between me and Emily and Nate.
I think the village idiot this week is going to be Saf for falling out of the bed
Yep. Saw that coming.
when she didn't know who was in the other room, didn't know she was on a cot, just fell right out of the bed.
Dumbass.
Yeah, I'm dumb. I deserve that 100%.
Yes. So thank you all so much for listening. Saf is the village idiot this week. If you'd like to talk to us, they can find us on social media, right, Nicole?
They can. You can go to Twitter and type in @VillageIdiotPod and you'll find all the dope shit that we post. If you want to talk to any of us personally, you can find me at Nicole the Nerdy.
You can find me at JRoma20.
You can find me at Neurotic Good.
You can find me at Village Idiots DM.
And you can't find me because I am too busy trapped in a mire of indecision.
We are all cheating from the Good Place.
We also have a website, villageidiotspodcast.com. We have a ton of cool stuff up there, like Agamir's gold count, which just nosedived.
No bueno.
Sad face. And you can see who's winning or losing with the Village Idiots tally. There are fun facts about the world of Lanamora, artwork, and a link to our Patreon.
Did someone say Patreon? Want to hear more from your favorite idiots? Well, you're in luck because we've officially launched our Patreon. For just a couple bucks a month, you'll have exclusive access to some DM insights with Nathan in Behind the Screens, listen to Nicole and I BS and What's What with Dilly and Dally, and even a mini prequel campaign set in the world of Lanamora.
But if a subscription to our Patreon is too much of a commitment for you, we'd love if you could leave us a quick review on iTunes. If you enjoyed the show, tell your friends about us. New episodes come out every Tuesday, so stay tuned.
Yes, thank you all so much for listening. Thanks for sticking with us when we do dumb stuff. I'm gonna try something new for a sign off this week. It's episode 28. It's time for something new. From all of us at the Village Idiots, never forget, we're all an idiot at something. Bye.
Hate it. Veto. Veto.
Fine, we'll just do a regular bye. Thanks so much for listening.
No, it's it. No, we have to put your failure in the podcast. It's going in, but no.
Tell us on Twitter how much you hate it. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.